am feeling lucky. Hey lovelies, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I'm excited for another BYOP, and today is the Lucky palette. This is going to be a green inspired palette, shopping my stash of all of my eyeshadow singles. All of my eyeshadow singles, let me tell you. Now, if you are new to this series, my friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz and I started this as a way to inspire ourselves to use more of our single shadow collection. And we are so pumped to have had Kendra Morgan Official jump on, the queen of dupes. Both of these ladies make amazing content, and I am so excited to see their palettes. I love a good green, and hopefully you do too. So I'm gonna make sure to have their videos linked down below so you can check them out after this. And I'm really excited to share with you some of my greens. Now, I say this every time, but because we choose 10 shadows, this is always a struggle for me. And when it comes to a green inspired palette, I could have a big Mama Jamba mega palette. I could have a ColourPop sized annoying ass big palette if I really, if I really wanted to. So curating this down to 10 was a struggle for me, but I did it, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and take a peek in just a moment. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Kelly, and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos like more of these BYOPs. Do you want to see my palette? I'm really excited. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek here. Oh my gosh. Do not judge how dirty this palette is getting. So here is my little Lucky inspired palette. You know, when I sit down to do these, like I said, I was really struggling. And when I sat down to do this, I was like, where do I want this to go? Because, like, you know, if you think about like March and let's say St. Patrick's Day, like I honestly kind of think of like springier, more vibrant Kelly greens, but right now that just isn't my vibe. Like, I am still here for a good grungy moment. Maybe it's because, you know, it's February and it's kind of grungy outside, but I really wanted to have a couple different kinds of greens in here and different ways that you could go with this. And I really just picked a few that sort of like tripped my trigger. And like I said, I could have done like a 50 shade palette, but I'm not doing that. The girls laugh at me every time. Kendra was like, maybe we should move down to 9. And I was like, la 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 la. I can't do that. I can't do that. So anyway, we're gonna get into this. I'm really excited. Of course, you know, there's a green in just about every single palette I've done. Even last month for my Galentine/Girls Night Out palette, I had greens in there. I just can't get away from the greens. So let's go ahead and we're going to swatch these shades out. Well, I'm gonna swatch them out. You can hang out with me if you'd like, and then I will be doing a look with this palette. So let's dive right in with those swatches. Okay, I am going to challenge myself and do these with my left hand because I just had my watch on and now there's this like crinkly crease here. Nobody needs to see that. So we're gonna start out with the first shade that I have here, and this is actually my last shade that I chose, but it's very essential to this palette. I always need a good like pop of inner corner just to be able to have that option to have a really great inner corner highlight, or if I just want something that's like a sheer wash of color on a day that I just need to kind of like brighten my eyes up. And this is going to be that one in this palette. Sorry, just went and like changed the settings for the focus on my camera so that hopefully you guys will be able to see better. This is Soul from Cleona Cosmetics. This is one of their circle shadows. This is so cool because it is like a yellowy, champagne-y, I mean, I wouldn't even say that it's a gold. I started off saying that it was, but it's like, no, not really. To me, that's really more of like a yellow with some champagne, and then hopefully you can kind of see that green shift. I will be showing you up close swatches of all these shadows as well. So then moving into another essential in the palette, this would be our deepening shade. I really like to have a dark, depthy shade in every palette. Like for me, and I personally feel like while this palette leans a little bit, you know, more into mostly greens, I didn't want something that's really monochromatic. I wanted you to be able to have not only like tonal differences, but depth differences. And so I'm trying to get that here with this brown. This is Pecan Pie from Sydney Grace. I had a couple different darks that I was kind of looking at. I almost like picked one that had a little bit more burgundy to it, but I felt like this next shade that I'm going to be showing you kind of like bridges a gap that could be kind of fun to work with. Wow, this is already a total fail. I just realized that I should probably zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better. So here we have Pecan Pie, and this is just like a really good coolish brown, but it's not like grayish brown. It's just a good, like slightly cool brown. I really like this one. I am going to have to start doing these swatches closer together or else I'm gonna need 2 arms. All right, so this next shade, like I said, I feel like this kind of bridges a fun gap. This is Pink Kiwi from Glam Shop. And this shade is, obviously it's got that like green shift, but it actually has like a purpley base to it. So one of the reasons that I picked this, so you guys can see here, this is this finger here, if you can see that like slight shift it has, I believe this is one of the like, I can't remember which formula this is, but I think it was actually called like Pastel Multichrome. I'm not sure, but it's an interesting formula because it feels like a matte, like it's not like creamy or foiled. And when you blend this out, like when you first put it on, you're going to see that like green shift, and it's got some nice shine to it. Let me just give you guys a little bit better swatch here. All right, I just turned that light down. Hopefully you'll be able to see that little shift. These are some hot mess swatches. Holy wow. If this is your first time on my channel, sorry, I'm using my left hand here, but this is just such a unique shade, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it when I zoom in for these swatches, because it really does have this purpley base with that like green overcast. And then when you blend it out, you can really like, actually, let me do it on this hand. So we've got this shade here. So if you start blending this shade out, let me get a nice little swatch. So I've got this swatch here that has this, oh yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that like green shift. But then if you really like buffed this out with a blending brush, then you can start seeing that purple come out more. So you could really have like a fun shade. This could be like a soft satin crease shade. You could, you know, buff it out if you just really want something that has that like more purple shift on the lid. It's really fun. I think you could also layer over the top with this one too. So I was really excited to add this one in. Then we have a new pretty. This is Earthshine from Divina Cosmetics. This baby, oh, this is so pretty. This is a like silvery olive, and I will say that this formula, I actually just had a video up on my channel if you would like to see the whole Moonscapes collection. I kind of played with these a couple different ways to see how I like to wear them, you know, the best ways for me to get longevity on the lid, texture, changes, all that stuff. But I mean, look at that. Look at that shade. Holy smokes, that is just so stunning. So this shade definitely adds a textural difference to this palette, which I really like. I like to have those options. Okay, well, I just made a holy hot mess, but you can see here, these shades do have a base color to them. You can see the like kind of olivey green in this one, and then it has that metallic overlay. This is 100% a shade that I would recommend using with a glitter glue or a tacky primer, but look, I could be like the freaking Tin Man with this. Ah, so pretty. In retrospect, I probably should have swatched that one last, because it is going to be impossible to get all of these like sparkly flecks off of my hand. Note for next time. So then this next shade we have is also a Divina Cosmetics shade. This is definitely hands down one of my favorite mattes from them. This is Courtney, and if this isn't the most like sickly, acid, pukey, lemon lime shade, I don't know what it is. I love it. It's so fun. I just wore it the other day. I was talking about it on my Instagram stories. I mean, like grungy goodness. This is sort of giving me the vibes of some of the shades in the new Hella palette from Odin's Eye, the collab with Angelica Nyqvist. And I mean, it's so good. It's so good. Like, this is the kind of green that I want in a palette. So yummy. So you can see here, like, especially like next to that shade, it almost looks like a little bit more teal. So this definitely has a little bit more of that yellow in it. So you can see here how like this is a green palette, but it's a lot of different greens, and I love that. So you're gonna find that there's a lot of Divina in this one. I really try. I try to like space it out between brands in my singles collection, but in this one I just found that Divina is what was speaking to me in all of my greens, because there are such fun, unique formulas and like different textural changes. And of course I love the Divina mattes, so this one's gonna be a Divina heavy palette, just FYI. So here we have Chromosphere, and this is that really fun like green to almost like a, Goldy Amber. I just love this one. I think it pairs really well with Courtney. And you do almost have like a tiny bit of a blue flip to this too. It's just at like the one like angle, but ooh, so delicious. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, here you can really see that. So we've got the like bluey green, the brighter green, and then that like almost like ambery to pink green. Ooh, it's so, so pretty. So pretty. Okay. The last, I swear this is the last Divina shade in this palette, but this is the, well, I would say it's the first, but that would be like, it's the second shade that I picked out to put in this palette, and I knew it needed to be in here. I think I've actually put this one in a BYOP before, but I don't even care. So this is Celesta. This shade is just, oh, it's something special. It is this very beautiful, very shimmery shade. It has like a greeny gold look to it, but because of the base of it, it's almost like a murky burgundy, like a burgundy brown. This, but it's like translucent. The base is translucent. So you can really do a lot with this. I've layered this over greens. I've layered this with browns. I've layered it with like more of those like mahogany shades. So you can see, like you can almost see the undertone more right there on the turn of my arm. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just grungy goodness, and I am here for it. All right, a couple more mattes that were essential to have in here. I needed something that was gonna be a little bit more of like a neutral shade, something that, you know, kind of brings some naturalness in here. And I wanted to pull out an old classic. This is Makeup Geek Chickadee. And let me tell you, if you have been on YouTube and you've been a single shadow lover for, I don't know, 8 years, like if you didn't have Chickadee, I don't know what you were missing, because this one was very, very popular here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that this is in the new formula. I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. Let me get another like little swatch here of that one. This is, I mean, it's just this very warm, like orangey shade, and I think it really ties in with a few of these to kind of like bring it some more warmth if you'd like. I really love that one. So then we have another Makeup Geek matte, and this is one of the new formulas. This is Olive You, and this is basically a nice olive green, just a matte that you're really going to be able to work with, something, you know, that is really just going to be a staple in this palette. I wanted something that was like, you know, more of that true like olivey green, whereas Courtney from Divina is really more of that like, you know, yellowy green. And this one's a little bit deeper too, so you do have some like contrast there. Looking so good. Okay, this last one is one that, if you follow me on Instagram, if you've seen my recent videos, you had to expect me to put this one in. This is my collab with Pretties for Your Face. This is Lovesbend. This is one of the 2 shades that I created with them, and this is just a beautiful, like shifty, slightly grungy green. So this shade is a little bit more on that tealy green side though, so you're gonna be able to get a bit more brightness from the pop of teal, but the base of it is a really nice, like murky, grungy shade. Let me just get a little bit more here. There we go. So you can definitely see like that murky base. Just, it almost has like a bit of like a purpliness to it. And then you've got that like brighter teal. So some fun, different like contrast here. I really love this. Of course, I was gonna have to put my collab shade in, you guys. Like it just was gonna have to happen. I love it. It probably won't be one that I use today because I've been showing looks all over Instagram. I did the video with the 2 shades, so if you do want to see that, I will link that down below if you want to check these out. But these were loves of mine. These all are some fun greens. I have a feeling that my selections are going to be very different than the other girls, just because, like I said, I still am really in that grungy zone, although I know Kara loves a good grunge too, but these are just some really fun favorites of mine. I wanted some different textures, and for me, like when I think of a traditional like Lucky palette, if you will, I think of more like goldy greens, like golds, and I'm just not like a true gold wearer. There were some really cool like old gold shades in my collection that I thought about pulling in, but as always happens when I'm curating these palettes, I end up kind of like going in a different direction, and then I end up with something that is unexpected but still something that I really love. Let me show you the up close swatches. All right, so here we have Soul from Cleona Cosmetics. We have Pecan Pie from Sydney Grace, Pink Kiwi from Glam Shop, and then we have Earthshine from Divina, Courtney from Divina, Chromosphere from Divina, Celesta from Divina, and then we have Chickadee from Makeup Geek. We have All of You from Makeup Geek, and this is Lovesbind from Pretties for Your Face. All right, I hope you enjoyed a little peek at my Lucky palette, and I'm excited to play with this one a little bit. All right, so I'm just gonna throw on some music, kick back, hang out with me while I slather green eyeshadow all over my face. Well, hopefully not all over my face. I'm really hoping for no fallout since I already did the rest of my makeup, which, by the way, the details of that will be linked down below. Let's go ahead and create a look. This look. It is fairly simple. I feel like this is one of the more simple looks that I've done with my Build Your Own Palette series, but it's kind of my vibe right now. It's like a little grungy, like blown out, just really nice. I'm hoping that you can see the like shift on Celesta, like towards the outer corners of my eyes. It looks like a murky, like mahogany tone, like translucent, but still kind of there. And the only deepening I did, I used a push liner brush to put some of that pecan pie in right at my lashes on like the outer third on the upper and bottom lash line. By the way, I went through and like tried to grab like 3 or 4 different lime eyeliners. The one I settled on was the LA Girl Neon Eyeliner, the Shockwave liner in Gotcha. Pulled out this ColourPop liner in Electric Daisy. Yep, this whole thing is dried up. Like, yeah, what a waste. These ColourPop liners, I tell you what, when they are fresh, they break a lot, I find, and they dry out really quick. I will never buy a ColourPop liner again. I know they're inexpensive, but if they dry out like this, what the hell's the point? Anyway, that was a little bit of rage. I also tried a MAC liner that I had. I don't know where I put it now, but it isn't one for the waterline. It just doesn't go on. It just doesn't go on. So thank you, LA Girl, for just a little bit of liminess right in the lash line, like on the waterline. So I'm really liking this. I hope you all liked this as well. All right, here is my look with my Lucky palette. I think that there are so many options in this palette. I feel like, well, actually, so here is last month's Galentine's palette. And I know that I said I was gonna keep all these shades out so that I could do another look, and then like all the things happened. And so I didn't do another look with it to share on Instagram. But this month I am going to do that. I'm going to keep these shades in here to be able to do another look because I just think that there's so much potential in this one. So keep an eye out for that on Instagram at KEEPBEAUTYREAL. But I love this, like, so it is so special because you have that like multi-chrome shift. There's a beautiful little like shimmer going on, but it's not like too much in your face, and I like that. That's just kind of been my vibe recently. Yesterday I did a look using some of the new Divina things, and it totally got super bold, and I'm here for it, but it was just like, oh, this is just a little bit more refreshing to me. And I feel like, you know, kind of like tipping into spring. I really like that. So there you go, lovelies. That is my lucky palette. I would love to know. Please leave in the comments if you have a couple green single eyeshadows that you love. Let me know down below. Let everybody know so we can all like get on these beautiful green shades. Like I said, I could do a much bigger palette. I feel like there's so much potential with greens and I love them. I hope you do too. I cannot wait to see what Kara and Kendra have up their sleeves. Again, please make sure that you head over to their channels so you can check out their beautiful color stories. And if you are coming over from one of their channels and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here as part of the fam. Please become one of my lovelies and I would love to interact with you. Now, we are announcing in each video the next month's video. I am pretty sure that we are doing a rainy day palette for our April palette, which technically will come at the end of March. So I'm excited for that one. That should be a lot of fun. If it's something different, I will leave it in a pinned comment down below, but I think that's what we've decided on. It's funny how this comes up so quickly every month and I'm like, oh, what did we say we're gonna do? So that is the plan for now. If you would like to join in, if you are a content creator and you would like to do a video on this, I do have a community playlist, so I will make sure to have that link down below if you'd like to add a video. If you are a makeup enthusiast and you just want to hang out on Instagram and show us your palette, your lucky palette, I would love to see it. If you want to get ready for next month's palette, you can do that as well. Just make sure to tag us so we can share your beautiful single shadow story. Like I said, this is really just about having fun with it, getting creative, and using the makeup we have. All right, that's it, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a like, and I will see you really soon.